Hello friends, this video on nuclei part 7 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 6 before going ahead with part 7. So let us now quickly look at some of the problems based on whatever we studied so far. The first problem says that the three stable isotopes of neon, that is neon 20, neon 21 and neon 22, respective abundances of 90.51%, 0.25% and 9.22%. The atomic masses of the three isotopes are 19.99 atomic mass unit, 20.99 atomic mass unit and 21.99 atomic mass unit respectively. Obtain the average atomic mass of neon. Okay, so what is given here? Three isotopes of neon are given, and these three isotopes have got same atomic number because they are all neon, but their mass numbers are different. Since their mass numbers are different, therefore their masses are also different. So let us denote the atomic mass of each of these isotopes as M1, M2 and M3. Similarly, let us denote their abundances as N1, N2 and N3. Now the problem says that if you have it, you think it in this way. Let us suppose you have a sample. You have a sample of or you have a solution. Okay, that solution is made up of, that is nothing but a mixture of water, oil and let us say water, oil and say kerosene. So these are the three liquids which are mixed together to form a liquid. Now I say that water is present in, the abundancy of water is 20%, the abundancy of kerosene is 60% and the abundancy of oil is again 20%. Right? So similar is the situation here. So when I say neon has different isotopes, right? They can exist in different forms. So it says that these isotopes of neon, their abundances are in this much percentages. So they are present in this much percentages. And the atomic masses of these three isotopes are given. So you have to calculate the average atomic mass of neon. So what would be the average atomic mass? That would be nothing but N1 percentage of M1 is present. That means N1 percentage of this much mass is there. Again, this much percentage of M2 is there. Again, this much percentage of M3 is there. Right? This is how they are present there. If I say that 2% of neon 20 is present there and mass of neon 20 is 2 grams. That means you have 2% of 2 grams present there. So that is what I have done here. N1 percentage of M1. Right? Now you have to calculate the average weight. So you divide it by N1 plus N2 plus N3. Right? So this, now we can put the values. What is N1? N1 is given as 90.51 into M1. M1 is given as 19.99 plus N2 M2, that is 20.99 into 0.27 plus 21.99 into 9.22. This divided by N1 plus N2 plus N3, that is equal to 90.51 plus 0.27 plus 9.22. So this comes out to be 20.1771 atomic mass unit. So this would be the average atomic mass of neon. Right? So this is the formula which we normally use to calculate average of anything. Right? I mean, suppose if I say you obtained 30 in your physics, 40 in your chemistry and 20 in biology. So what is the average marks you obtained in science? So then also you will do the same thing. Right? Okay, so this is how we do it. The total sum, the sum divided by the total number of samples. So here you had these abundances, in how many percentage each of them is present. So it is present in 90.51%, so that means 90.51% of its mass, right? Because this neon is present in this much percentage, so that means this much percentage of its mass will contribute to the average mass. So therefore 90.51% of 19.99 is its mass. Similarly, what would be the second one's contribution? It would be 0.27% of its mass. So 0.27% of its mass. Similarly, the third one, and since we want to calculate the average atomic mass, so we divided it by the amount of their the amount in which they are present in the sample. So that is N1 plus N2 plus N3. Clear? Okay, so let us go ahead and look at the next problem. It says, obtain the binding energy in mega electron volts of a nitrogen nucleus N714 given the mass of nitrogen as 14.00307 atomic mass unit. So how do we calculate the binding energy? So when I talk about nitrogen, so what is the composition of nitrogen? It has 7 protons and 7 neutrons, right? So that means mass of 7 protons plus mass of 7 neutrons actually forms this nitrogen, right? Now in order to calculate the binding energy, we will have to calculate the mass defect, because binding energy is given as delta M into C square, where delta M is the mass defect. So let us first calculate mass defect. So how do we define mass defect? Mass defect is the sum of the masses of the constituents. So these are the constituents minus the nuclear mass of the atom. So what is the mass of the constituents here? It will be 7 into mass of protons plus 7 into mass of neutrons. This is the mass of the constituents minus the atomic mass of nitrogen. Right? So here we are neglecting the mass of electron because mass of electron is very less. So this we can write it as 7 into mass of proton. What is the mass of proton? It is 1.007825 atomic mass unit plus 7 into 1.008665 atomic mass units minus the mass of nitrogen, that is 14.00307. So this comes out to be 0.11236 atomic mass unit. So this is my mass defect. Now we have to calculate in terms of mega electron volts. So that means we have to establish a relationship between atomic mass unit and mega electron volt. You remember when I defined atomic, so let us quickly do that. You remember when I defined atomic mass unit, I told that one atomic mass unit is 1/12 the mass of a carbon atom, which came out to be 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kgs. Right? Now, how is it related to this mega electron volt? Now, remember Einstein's mass energy equivalence. According to Einstein's mass energy equivalence, this mass has a mass energy associated with it. What is that mass energy? Mass energy associated with this mass will be E is equal to mc square. So this m we can put it as this value, that is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 into c square. C is the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 square. So this value comes out to be 1.4924 into 10 to the power minus 10 joules. So I was able to convert this mass, which was earlier in kgs, into joules, because Einstein's rule says that mass is equivalent to energy. So if I say it has a mass of 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, and if I say that it has a mass energy of 1.494 into 10 to the power minus 10 joules, both mean the same thing, because this mass is equivalent to this mass energy, right? So now our aim is to convert this energy, which is in joules, into electron volts. So that is simpler for us, right? So how do you convert it into electron volts? 1.4924 into 10 to the power minus 10 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 electron volts. So this comes out to be 931.5 mega electron volts, and this becomes a relationship between atomic mass unit and mega electron volts, because mostly in nuclear physics the unit which is used for energy is mega electron volt. I mean, hardly you will see atomic mass unit or joules or electron volts. Everywhere you would see this unit. So this is an important relationship between atomic mass unit and mega electron volts. So one atomic mass unit becomes 931.5 mega electron volt per c square, because here we have multiplied it by c square. So that means this c square has to be taken into account. So this is divided by c square, because here I have multiplied it with this c square. So this atomic mass unit is this much, right? So now here we got this mass defect as 0.11236. So we have to calculate the binding energy. So how do I calculate the binding energy? This will be delta M c square. So this delta M 0.11236 U can be converted into mega electron volts. So this becomes 0.11236 into 931.5 mega electron volt per c square into c square, right? This I have written for delta M. Now this c square and c square will get cancelled. Therefore binding energy will come out to be 104.66334 mega electron volts. So this would be the binding energy of the nitrogen nucleus. Okay, so please make a note here that this c square, why did we divide it by c square? That's because the energy which we have calculated here, this energy comes out to be 931.5 mega electron volt, but we wanted to convert this mass, right? So the unit of mass would be energy by c square, right? This energy was 931.5 mega electron volt divided by c square. So that is why we write one atomic mass unit is equal to 931.5 mega electron volt by c square. Now let us look at the... Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.